What is poetry? Lines full of rhyming words stacked up into stanzas? Or is it an expression that comes from the core of your being? And who are poets? What brings them to poetry? What walks of life are they from? And where do they go to share their work or meet other poets? I found the answers to some of those questions in East Village, San Diego, where writer Sunny Rey and her husband, Anthony Azzarito, host the city's only poetry speakeasy, located in a basement bar called the Acid Vault.
No haven, unsafe, West Craven. My truth is brazen, insanity blazing, and still high vibration is raising. I hang out with crazy people, because we make the most sense.
Only love. Now let's gravitate as one. Flip the script of the nation. Set a new foundation. No more suffering. No more starvation.
Welcome to Poetry Downtown, a podcast series about the thriving poetry scene of downtown San Diego. For the first episode, we'll visit the weekly Tuesday night reading hosted by Poets Underground, a local creatives LLC founded by Ray.
Main thing that I kind of reflect back to others, and it's true for myself, is that we all have to put our pain somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere.
To enter the reading, you approach the coffee counter of the Ale Works and tell the barista that you're there for the poetry reading. After paying a nominal fee of $5 to help support the arts, you will be asked if you'd like to sign up for the open mic. You will then be escorted down a flight of stairs behind the bar. You descend underneath a giant fluorescent pink Rolling Stone's mouth, psychedelic swirls of neon pink, turquoise, and lime surrounding its multicolored tongue, where a small square of acid sits. At the base of the stairs, you walk down a dark hallway through a pair of saloon doors covered in bumper stickers into the Acid Vault. Velvet couches line the walls with velvet armchairs interspersed on the floor. A large tree is painted up one side of a small stage at the front of the room, colorful roots drawn stretching across it, its branches painted onto the ceiling overhead, teal, red, and orange oak leaves made of felt hang from them. Over the sound booth is a neon sign that says, "Let's get weird." Each Tuesday, like clockwork, the doors open at 6, a featured poet reads at 7, and at 7:30, the open mic begins, and poet after poet takes the stage to bare their souls, many coming to poetry for the same reason as Ray.
In the bigger scheme led to just a need to have to write poetry in a way that I could get a thought out without having it be red marked, without having somebody correct it or make sure that my sentence was correct or that it was the right paragraph formatting or grammatically correct, that I could just talk. Poetry is really the only form of writing that allows you just to do that and make up the rules as you go if you need to.
In 2019, Ray began the fated Poets Underground.
And I found myself, idle with a lot of uncomfortable time. And it was right then that friend Jason Noble randomly texted me. He said, "I'm at this freaking dope spot. It's in downtown. It's really random, but they have what they're building out to be a speakeasy. She's not done yet, but my friend's the artist who built it. And she just asked me if I know a poet because they want to do a poetry night." And I said, "You." I said, "Sick." I said, "When can I see it?" And he's like, "Come down right now. I'll show you." And I happened to be free. I hadn't been free in years. I hadn't been that kind of free in years to have an organic conversation and then react to it, right? But that's just how mystery happens.
Ray's Acid Vault readings have become a haven for poets from every walk of life, young and old. Poets like Chris Vanoy, a 40-year veteran of the spoken word and former official beat poet of California.
Chris Van Noy.
The snowflakes are dancing around me and I am smiling. Ginsberg is sleeping in Izzy's basement and I am smiling as Irene screams slam poetry standing on top of the piano where Tom Waits bangs out a new tune with a cigarette dangling from his lower lip. Charlie Chapman taps his cane, listening to the thumping beat of sweet jazz blues as a psychedelic jukebox drops another record onto the turntable of the world.
At age 80, Van Noy remembers his first reading at age 40.
Well, the first time I read was at the, where was it? La Jolla Recreation Center with Jean Frank. Mm-hmm. And Jean Frank was this old Jewish lady that ran a very strict reading.
Oh, really?
And so I brought my daughter with me at the time, and I started reading my poem, and my hand was shaking so bad that she had to reach up and hold my hand so it wouldn't shake.
How old was your daughter at the time?
About 14, 13, somewhere around there.
Oh, wow. That's kind of a special moment, though, you know? Whether you are a seasoned poet like Van Noy or a new attendee, Rey's vision for all at the Acid Vault is one of unity and celebration.
So what makes the Acid Vault and Poets Underground in general, our community, special is the inclusive factor. It's really not being done anywhere. I mean, sincerely, it's not. We have everybody segregated into styles, age groups, genres. Maybe it's competitive, so you're up against each other. You're not for each other the way the Acid Vault has come to be. And that really was birthed, one, through just ideology of what is known to be true, that all are invited or I'm not coming. Right. But also beyond that, it's the sense of what I used to love when I was little, which was traditional open mic. Hey, the mic's there, man. Yeah. And we're just celebrating the fact you have the balls to get on it.
And that does it for our first episode of Poetry Downtown. Rey invites all interested to join her and the Poets Underground fray each Tuesday night in the Acid Vault under East Village's Amplified Aleworks. Join us next episode as we visit the San Diego community of Barrio Logan for their bi-monthly poetry reading, La Palabra.